What is going on, guys? It is your boy Nick, and we're back again with a brand new video today. We're going to be continuing my series in which I review every single Marvel Cinematic Universe film up to the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Today we're going to be reviewing the second film in Phase 3, Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange was directed by Scott Derrickson and has a great cast all around, so I'm going to go through them individually. First we have Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. This, in my opinion, was perfect casting. I can't see another actor playing Doctor Strange at this point, because I think Benedict Cumberbatch is phenomenal. I really do think that. I think he plays this role so well. Good God, is Benedict Cumberbatch fantastic in this role. And I think, I'm not too sure, but I feel like the first movie might also be his best performance as the character. The dude knocks it out of the park. I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch really commits to his characters, and I feel like this is a role that's one of the best examples of that. What I also find so easy about Doctor Strange, I feel like this movie does not get enough credit from other Marvel fans. It's actually a more original idea if you think about it. I feel like this is the first time, well, not the first time, this is kind of one of the only times that we've had thus far in the MCU where the main character isn't necessarily the easiest to root for, and he's actually not the most likable guy at the beginning, but that's why it's interesting, that's why it's fresh and new, and that's why I feel like this movie's a breath of fresh air compared to a lot of other Marvel movies, and I think it makes for a very interesting dynamic in the characters. The supporting cast is also great. I don't want to go too deep into them because I feel like they're all just there to support Benedict Cumberbatch, but they all do a great job, and I'm not discrediting them at all. Yeah, everybody from Tilda Swinton to this actor who I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'll put his name on screen, Benedict Wong and Rachel McAdams. I think all of them are great supporting characters in this movie. I think they all do a great job with Benedict Cumberbatch. I think this is a very, very good cast. I also really love Mads Mikkelsen as the villain. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Caecilius, that kind of looks like how it's spelled out. I might be pronouncing that totally wrong, but Mads Mikkelsen gives a great performance as this villain. I think he's not the best villain in the MCU, but one of the better villains. I feel like the simplicity behind the character is why it works. That's really how I feel about it. I think Mikkelsen gives a great performance as this character. So of course I can't talk about Doctor Strange without talking about the visuals. The cinematography and the visual and practical and special effects, all of it is gorgeous. I was watching this movie this morning, I was looking at it on this 4K TV, and I was looking at it and I was just like, I remember going and seeing that in the theater, being blown away by it, and I watch it today and I'm still just amazed by it. I think it looks incredible. The CGI, the choreography, the even the practical effects, the more realistic stuff, the shots, the colors, beautiful. This is a beautiful looking movie. It's probably Marvel's most visually impressive film that we've discussed thus far. And also, I feel like that makes the action sequences a lot more original. You see a lot more trippy, weird, kind of Inception-like, action sequences and visuals, and that's a compliment. I'm not saying anything bad about that at all. And that's a compliment to Inception. Inception's an incredible film, and I think that using those kind of things as an inspiration for this, but even taking it to a different level, is just a great idea. I think it's a very original idea for a Marvel movie. I love the way they did it. Now, this is also a very fun movie. It's not overly humorous, but whenever humor's there, it's very classy. I feel like it's very well placed in there, and I don't know, the comedic timing between the jokes in this movie is very well done. One of my complaints I kind of had about Age of Ultron is that although I like some of the jokes in that movie, I felt like there wasn't enough timing between it to really make good jokes. This one, I feel like the comedic timing is a lot more on point. I think that they did a great job with not overusing the humor. It's also a very compelling origin story. It's a much more original origin story that we've seen thus far, but it's not even just the fact that it stands out that makes it great. It's also just well executed. It's a very compelling origin story. It's tragic, and it's also entertaining and inspiring. Another movie that this reminds me of is Unbreakable by M. Night Shyamalan. It feels very kind of Unbreakable, inspired, but in a good way, but also in a way that I don't feel like it rips off Unbreakable. I don't know. I think it's a very, very well done origin story. The reason I like Doctor Strange so much is it's a very simple movie. It's actually one of my personal favorite Marvel movies, and I don't feel like it gets enough credit. But the reason I love it so much is that it's a simple movie. It's not overly complicated. It's very simple, but yet it's executed almost flawlessly. It's not I don't know if I would say it's a perfect movie. I feel like I maybe have to give it a few more watches to truly say if it was perfect or not, but it's well done. It's a very well done movie. I don't think it gets enough credit. This was at one point my favorite Marvel movie. It's not my favorite anymore, and I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I did when I first saw it, but I still enjoy it almost as much. I still think it's just as good in terms of its quality. I don't think I'm ever not going to love this movie. I think Doctor Strange is a great movie. I think it's very underrated. My only flaw with this movie, and I say that in quotation marks, it's not really a flaw for me, I just feel like it's maybe a flaw for some other people, is that it may not be as entertaining as some of the other Marvel movies. I mean, given the fact that this guy's not overly likable at the beginning, that might turn some people off, and that's totally fine. I know some people are going to like the first Iron Man movie more than this one, and I get that, or the first Thor movie, or the first Captain America movie, or any of these other origin stories we've had thus far, or Ant-Man even, and they might like that because the characters I guess maybe were easier to root for, where even if they were flawed people, they had good intentions, so they, so you kind of had an easier time rooting for them. This one, he doesn't start off as well-intentioned, but the way he progresses is what I really love about this movie. It's a more original idea, and I feel like it just doesn't get enough credit. So that's kind of like the one flaw I have, but it's not really anything that bothers me overall. Overall, I think Doctor Strange is a very underrated Marvel movie. I love this movie to death. I think it's very good. I'm going to give it an overall rating of a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's very entertaining, and believe it or not, I'm actually going to give it a grade of an A+. Some people might be shocked to see that I gave Doctor Strange an A+. I didn't give it an A+ because I think it's like the next like Godfather or anything, but I gave it an A+. I think it's just a simple movie that's so well done. Simple as that. Like, it's not, I'm not saying this is like the greatest movie of all time or anything. I just think it's a very well done movie, and I gotta give it credit for that. For what it was like almost perfect, I feel like. I really do feel that way. And if there's people who are watching this movie who go, that's a little bit too high of a rating for you, that's totally cool. This is just my opinion. My opinion is not the correct opinion, it's just my opinion. And so if you disagree with my opinion on Doctor Strange, that is totally fine. And actually, if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know down in the comments why you might feel I'm wrong. Tell me why you might feel I'm right. And actually, here's an interesting question. What's your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe film? That's an interesting question. I want you guys to let me know down in the comments. Anyways, that was my review for Doctor Strange. Make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified about latest videos. Leave a comment down below telling me what you thought. And tune into my channel just a few more days to watch my review of the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's been it. Peace!